Oh, it's the 4th of September 2018 at 2:30 p.m. I got a comment, an interesting comment from OU812 I forgot this morning. He was saying he's Canadian, and he was saying he's noticed that when he goes out on a Saturday night, he's seeing bands of women on the streets, in groups of 10 or 20. You're saying 10 years ago you just see men and women together. Nowadays you just see, you see these groups, larger groups of women. I immediately thought, oh, go girls. This is really... I remember hearing years ago that here in Australia, all the older women, you'd go to the clubs, and there'd be just table upon table of women, and they were saying, any poor bastard, any guy that got tied up with it, he just got torn to pieces. And I imagined all these women out on the streets of wherever it was in Canada, having a great time at the bars. Oh, wouldn't it be good? And I thought, oh God, keep it. Thank God we don't have to do that. A lot of things happen because, for those of you who aren't aware, I don't think we've had a fight on this channel for over 2 months, probably closer to 3. It's just a very amicable sort of chat. It's even women chat, they don't say much, a sentence here and there, but the guys tend to just, we don't fight. I haven't had a barb for weeks, thank God. And I was thinking of being out on a cold, freezing cold night out in a bar of all places, at my age particularly. And I think, oh God, can you imagine? That's come to that. And it brought up several concepts, several ideas. And when I first started the channel, I was on the theme of, look, I think this is an evolutionary step. We're not seeing it as that, we're seeing it as something else. But I actually think it's evolution. And I explained in the early days that what's happened over the years is we've been told to do this, change that, this is not good enough, fix this, do that. And some of us have taken it on board, foolishly probably. And we said, okay, we'll change this, we'll change that. And we've gotten to the point where women don't like us. They've made so many changes in us, they don't like what they've created. And they want us to go back to how we were. But we can't, and we don't want to. Personally, I would rather sit at a computer and enjoy a cup of coffee rather than at a bar and sit there and just wait for some sort of hassle to happen. Plus, it's expensive. I'm much happier at home actually, and I have great conversation day in, day out. I don't have to go out and spend a fortune to do it. And I can't imagine what sort of conversation I'd get at a bar anyway. In my experience, there never was a lot. What they typically did was put the music up high so nobody could really hear what one another were talking about. But it didn't matter because we were only young people and had a head full of shit anyway, and all we wanted to do was get laid. So, or drunk, or the other way around. But that's okay when you're in your 20s, early 20s. It gets a bit tired after that, though, I'm afraid. So when OU812 I forgot made his comment, all of these thoughts raced through my mind. My whole life passed me. I thought, oh Lord, yeah. But I think that's what's happening, and it's we've evolved. Some of us have evolved. Some of us haven't. I call them bad boys. I ignore them. They tell me to do this, and I just ignore them. Yeah, well, that's what they want. This is the bad boy going back to the bad boy. That's what they've got, and they can have them. And the bad boys can have the women. Just have one another. And as we go into an era, into a new age where alcohol is sort of coming out of favour, I guess I can go out to all-night coffee shops and party. I can have that too. I'm much happier just You know, I'd rather find a new way to go, a new way, new things to do, a new way to socialise. You know, and this asynchronous, although it doesn't tend to be so asynchronous on the channel, a lot of it's real time chat. But it's look, it's not bad. It's not a bad way to socialise. You know, the best thing, and we all say it, all saying the same thing, is the peace. We love the peace. You know, and it's just, I don't know how many comments I get from guys that say, yeah, I like peace. But I've even yesterday I did a vid with a slider saying, yeah, peace is at you know, all-time high for me. It's, you know, that makes me more productive, means I don't need alcohol, just means I'm all round healthier mentally and physically too, I guess. Yeah, so those that have taken all this advice on board are actually have evolved and are still evolving, and it's just getting worse and worse and worse, because I've tried. I've actually asked, can women start talking on the channel? Can you actually start having, you know, more than one sentence conversations? And they can't. I've gone everywhere. You know, can you have a conversation? I've spent months doing this. You know, what's wrong? Why can't you talk? I even asked a friend this morning, you know, I wrote to her, I said, why don't you talk on my channel? And she said, oh, because I'll fight. So I wrote to her last night, and I said, well, why would you fight? And she wrote back, and quite honest, she said, because I'm sincere, and you know, I'm to the point, and I'm undiplomatic. I haven't replied to her yet, but I thought, yeah, well, I reckon that's about half of it. You know, you don't give people a chance to get to know them, not just hit, and this is what's happening everywhere. You know, they'll fly in about this comment or that comment. I used to see it in comments, I don't see it anymore. But, oh, you know, oh, you're this, you're that, you don't, and I was like, you don't know me. How can you say this? You know, where's all of this? Oh, I know everything, I'm wonderful. You know, that's a part of the old world. You know, it's the old, you just assume things. Yeah, no, the new world is actually get to know people, give them time, you know, start seeing it from both points of view, you know, balance, that sort of thing. The old narcissistic world is, you know, you're such and such, you're such. Yeah, well, you're not going to, we're just going separate ways. But, you know, as far as actually getting happiness, I think women are running out of road. I don't think, I mean, look at them. How are they going to be in their 40s, 50s and 60s having to go to a bar for entertainment? I mean, what an awful thought. So instead of biting the bullet and saying, well, okay, we just can't talk. Okay, so we have to learn to talk. I mean, it's not like they can actually bring a note to us and say, oh, can you please excuse Mary from, you know, talking in the, you know, doing the talking class today because she's scared. I mean, that's what it's boiling down to, isn't it? Really, they just can't talk. You know, ask them to, they can't. All they can do is fight and tell us what we've done wrong. There is nothing else. Let's get right down to it. You know, it's just, yep, that's all they can do. And it's about time someone actually started saying that's what the situation is. They can't talk to us on a, you know, on a pleasant level like men can. And I've seen it now. I've seen it 2 or 3 months. Not a problem. And if I've got a couple of problems, I think I did have one small problem. I can't remember what it was. You know, 1 out of 3 months. I'm not going to complain about that. You know, when you're getting, you know, 3 problems on a thread, yeah, as I used to, and that's what you get in a relationship with modern day women and marriage and what have you. Yeah, 3 problems on a thread, every thread you do. But yet men can come here together and chat and talk and, you know, share ideas and be together, crack a joke or two together and just be together. How come we can do it and they can't? I mean, I guess that's irrelevant. I mean, it angers me a little bit. We have all of these years at school, a lot of years at school, and they can't actually, at the end of it, they can't even get people to communicate, men and women to communicate. What are they doing there? I'm sorry, but what's happening? I mean, and we're hearing, oh, it's feminism. That's a load of rubbish. You know, it's just, yeah, that's right. Women are going to be hanging out in mobs and going out to bars in their 50s. What a sick world. Because they get really, at the end of it, they can't find a man or men that want them. So they need to turn to one another. And if some, stupid bloody bloke gets involved there, he'll just get ripped to pieces. Oh, he'll probably enjoy it for a while, but then they'll just tear him to pieces. No, I'd rather this. And it's better, it's healthier, it's more fun. But it can only, it'll have to improve, I think. I don't think there's any other way to go. We'll find ways to make it even better. But I'm not going back there. Not back to the 1970s, going out to bars, for God's sake. They can have that all on their own, I'm afraid. All theirs. Anyway, been good talking to you, and I'll chat to you again soon. Bye.